Here is what nobody tells you about manifestation. Your personality creates your personal reality. And your personality is just a set of neural patterns. Now, Dr. Joe Dispenza has proved you can change these patterns in 21 days. And I am the living proof. Because I was in $150,000 worth of debt, broke, struggling entrepreneur, to now generating $30,000 a month effortlessly. And the secret isn't about changing your thoughts, but it's about changing your brain's hardware. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, oh great, another YouTuber who probably lives with his mum, just stick with me. Stick with me, because what I'm about to share isn't some woo-woo nonsense. But this is actual neuroscience that made my bank account from, looking like a sad emoji to, well, a very happy emoji with dollar signs for his eyes. And so, in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to break down the exact 21-day neuroplasticity protocol that literally rewired my brain for success. 21 days. 21 days could change your life. We're talking about the specific daily routine that fights your old self. Because week 1 was like wrestling with my inner critic, who apparently had anger issues. We're going to be talking about the emotional purging that actually happened in week 2, and I cried more in my life in that week 2 session. And how week 3 is when reality actually starts bending, like Neo in the Matrix. But instead of dodging bullets, I was dodging my broke thoughts. Let's get into that very, very shortly. But here's the thing. I'm going to give you the exact template I charge $500 for. Why? Because I'm feeling generous today, and also because my accountant said that I need more, tax write-offs. But 3 years ago, here I am, sitting in my apartment. My bank account had $247 in it, which sounds like a lot until you realize that's supposed to last until the end of the month. And I had read every manifestation book, watched every YouTube video, bought a lot of courses, and I was basically a manifestation junkie. But instead of getting high, I was getting broke. It's like being addicted to lottery tickets, you know what I mean? But the lottery ticket cost $997, and it came with a 47 PDF about aligning your chakras with your credit score. But here's what I discovered, and this is where most people get it wrong. Traditional manifestation is like trying to change your Wi-Fi password while your router is unplugged. You can type in abundance 123 all you want, but if your hardware is not connected, you're just talking to yourself. You are just talking to yourself. Most manifestation techniques focus on the conscious mind, analyzing, okay? While your subconscious, aka your body, your subconscious mind is 95% of your life, and it's your body, okay? It has been programmed since you were a kid. So, when little Timmy's dad said money's hard to come by, or it's hard to make, your subconscious is like, okay, got it, boss. Poverty mode activated. And so there I was, broke as hell, looking at my bank account, and then my vision board, the back of my bank account. It was like a depressing tennis match, honestly, and both sides were losing. But that's when I stumbled upon Dr. Joe Dispenza's research on neuroplasticity. Dr. Joe, he basically proved that you can rewire your brain in 21 days. Not 21 years, not 21 months, 21 days. I thought, well, what I've got to lose? You know what I mean? I've already put myself into debt investing in some of these dumb courses. Why not? But here's where the magic happens. And by magic, I mean science that actually feels like magic. Because, I'm sure most of us failed in high school biology, chemistry. Now, write this down. Please, if you want to change your life, write this down. Every morning at 4 a.m. Doesn't have to be 4 a.m. For me, it was 4 a.m. And yes, I became one of those people who wakes up early voluntarily which is more shocking than my morning transformation. But anyway, this is my morning routine, okay? First, you start with a 5-minute heart coherence. Okay? Close your eyes, put your awareness in the center of your chest, and breathe slowly, comfortably, relaxed through that center. Simple as that. Do not overthink it. Followed by a 10-minute mental rehearsal. You have to be so relaxed before you proceed to mental rehearsal. This is where you embody the state of being of your new self. Okay? I would visualize closing deals confidently, receiving payments unexpectedly and expectedly, making decisions confidently. It's like acting, but you're living it in real time. Okay? While you're doing that, there is emotional intensity. Because this is the secret sauce. Listen carefully. You don't just visualize success, you feel it. I'm talking about feeling it in your heart center and your cells. Okay? Now, some people are different. Some, like me, I'm calm and peaceful. I'm the calm and peaceful type. Others, they generate huge elevated emotions. So find out which one you are. Do you see the importance of heart coherence? Okay? And here's what nobody talks about. Your nervous system is like a bouncer at a club. If you are in survival mode, it's not letting abundance through the door. Sorry. So, I had to teach my nervous system to chill out, bro. Chill out. If you need to spend more minutes doing heart coherence breathing, then please do it, because that is going to reset your nervous system. It is like giving your nervous system a spa day. The more you relax, the more relaxed you are, the more tuned your nervous system is. And then you are ready to create reality. And then every night, that was just the morning routine. Every night, I would journal. 3 things. This is my journal prompts, okay? What did I do that day that aligned with my new identity? What actions did I perform? Did I make decisions confidently? You know what I mean? Next, what old patterns did I catch myself? Spoiler alert, there are many. So write them all down. Number 3 is, how did I feel throughout the day? It's like keeping a diary, but instead of writing about your crush, you're writing about your relationship with your new state of being, which is more important than your crush, because your crush will come after you embody your new state of being. I promise you. But let's break down what happened week by week, because this is where it gets interesting. Week 1 was like being a boxing match. It's like being in a boxing match with myself, except both versions of me sucked at boxing. My old self was not having it. Day 1, oh my god, this is fucking stupid. Day 2, this is really stupid. Day 3, come on man, just get a normal job, right? Day 4, maybe I should just go be a monk because monks don't need money. It starts talking, right? My old self, my inner critic, they were working in overtime and they were loud, right? Oh, you think you can just meditate your way to success? Huh, that is cute. Remember when you thought you could learn guitar? How did that work out? It's conniving. It's scheming. But you got to be better than it. You got to be so many steps ahead of it. You know what I mean? But here's the thing about resistance. It's actually a good sign. It means you are doing something that matters. And if your old self isn't freaking out, you're not probably changing. You're not changing enough. Okay? Now, the breakthrough moment was on day 6. And this is where things got interesting. Okay? I'm doing my morning meditation. And suddenly, I have this moment of clarity. It wasn't like angels singing. It was more like my brain finally got the memo that we are under new management, or there is a rearranging happening. And I realized I had been trying to manifest from poverty, from lack, instead from a place of abundance. Okay? It's like trying to get a date while constantly talking about your ex. That is not attractive energy. And so, week 2, that was intense. And by intense, I mean I cried. I was crying, I was releasing, all the old programming was being cleared as well. All the emotions started coming up. Fear, doubt, shame, about money, limiting beliefs I didn't even know I had. It was like a spring cleaning, an internal spring cleaning. Okay? And so, that was what was happening in week 2. And it's meant to happen. Okay, because we need to declutter these things, because when our bodies don't want to experience these, this is what causes dis-ease. And so I was crying because I realized I had been sabotaging myself for years. And I cried because I felt grateful for the first time in months. I also cried because I ran out of tissues and I had to use toilet paper. So it was a very emotional period, okay? Now, here's what Joe taught me. Emotion is the language of the subconscious mind. If you want to change your body's programming, you need to speak its language. Okay? So I leaned into emotions, even the uncomfortable ones. When I felt fear about money, instead of pushing it away, I'd be like, okay, I see you. I see you trying to protect me, but we are going into a different direction now. It's like firing an employee who's been with the company for 30 years. It's awkward, but it's necessary. Now, week 3, this is where things in reality started getting weird. Good weird, but weird nonetheless. In about day 15, I got a random call from a potential client that I had forgotten that I'd reached out to months ago. And then they offered to pay me for advice. One person, I was giving out advice on Facebook groups and they paid me for that. And I think 2 more days after, I found $50 in my jacket, which I hadn't worn in years. Okay, that one may have been a coincidence, but I'm counting it nonetheless. But the real shift is that I stopped needing money. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but when you are desperate for something, you repel it. Okay, it's like dating. The more you chase that beautiful woman, the faster they run. But when you are genuinely okay either way, suddenly everyone wants to be your friend. And so, that moment, I knew that I had internally shifted to a degree that I was no longer emotionally attached to my desired reality. And so that's when the synchronicities happened. But the new identity clicked into place. Okay? I want to get nerdy for a sec. Let's get nerdy. You're going to stay with me though. Your brain is basically a highway system. And your thoughts are like cars, okay? For years, you have been taking the same route. Let's call it, I don't know, broke highway. Let's call it broke highway, okay? Every time you think a limiting thought about money, I can't afford this, you are reinforcing that neural pathway. It's like it's like walking in a grassy path every single day, okay? The same path every single day. But here's the cool part. Neuroplasticity means you can build new highways. And so, when you consistently think and feel different for 21 days, you are literally constructing abundance highways. At first, it's just going to be a small dirt path, but with repetition and embodying your new identity every single moment, it becomes a superhighway. Okay? Joe's research actually shows that it takes about 21 days to form a new neural network and about 63 days for it to become a superhighway. Okay? So you need to build a road for 21 days and then another 42 days to make it a scenic route that your brain prefers. So it clicks in. But here's where most people mess up. They think they need to be perfect. They miss one day and oh my God, I've ruined it all. Might as well go back to being a broke ass person. You know what I mean? It's like saying you missed one day at the gym. So, oh my God, might as well gain 5 kilos. Neuroplasticity doesn't work that way. Think of it like driving, right? You didn't become the perfect driver after one lesson, but you didn't give up. You decided to keep driving until it became automatic, right? You kept practicing until it became automatic, until it was part of your subconscious programming. But here's the part that blew my mind. Emotion, which is the language of the subconscious mind, emotion is what makes neural pathways stick. Emotion equals the super glue. Okay? Now you can think positive thoughts all day, but if there's no emotional charge, it's like trying to glue paper with water. It's not going to hold. And so when you combine visualization with intense positive emotion, it's like super glue. It's like super glue instead of, regular glue. My brain was like, oh, this is important. This feels significant. Let me file this into priority 1. Okay? Do not forget this. All you need to do is reconceptualize your understanding of imagination. Listen carefully. Imagination is a powerful and not childish like the world makes it seem to be. You need to treat it as real life, because everything you are experiencing first existed in someone's imagination. This whiteboard existed in someone's imagination. Now let me break down what actually happened, because I know what you're thinking. Yeah, this sounds great, but show me the money. Right? Week 1 is when the mindset shifts happen, but no external shifts happen yet. Some people, it can. I have worked with clients who had rapid external shifts in week 1, but sometimes the external reality needs catching up. Okay? It's like spring cleaning your house. All right? It still looks like shit. Week 2 is when small synchronicities start to happen. Okay, random opportunities, unexpected connections, people reaching out, people asking, what the hell are you doing differently? But week 3 is when the floodgates open. I was invited to speak for someone's audience, and that generated me consistent clients ever since. Now I make $30,000 per month in my business very, very easily. Now, I'm not saying I manifested money out of thin air. What I manifested was the identity of someone who naturally attracts opportunities. The money was just a side effect. Okay? The weird part was the opportunities were probably always there, but I couldn't see them because I was operating from the broke highway, from lack. It's like when you buy a red car. Let's say you bought a red car, and now you notice red cars everywhere. Okay? You just weren't tuned into that frequency until you bought that red car. And so when I shifted my identity, I started to speak more confidently in my videos, during conversations, with my loved ones, with clients, anyone. I started asking for what I was worth instead of what I thought people would pay. I started saying yes to opportunities that would have scared the old me. I started networking like someone who belonged in the room, not someone who wanted to sneak in through the back door. You know what I mean? Don't look at me. Look, the external results were cool, but man, the internal shifts are life-changing. I stopped second guessing every decision, started trusting my intuition instead of overthinking everything until my brain hurt. But for the first time in years, I felt like life was in the driver and I was in the passenger seat. You know what I mean? It felt like I was flowing with life. But here's the thing nobody tells you. Once you've rewired your brain, you need to maintain it. It's like the gym. You know what I mean? You can't stop working after 21 days. You have to stay consistent with it. Otherwise, you'll get fat. Because your old self is so cheeky. Your old self is never going to die. It is like that ex who keeps texting you at 2 a.m. They'll try to come back when you're vulnerable. Right? I learned to catch myself when I started thinking and acting from that old self, that broke highway once again. Oh, I can't afford that. Now, I combat that with, does this add value to my life? Right? The old me was like, I hope this works out. And the new me was like, I know this will work. Right? It's like having a scarcity system that alerts you when your old self is trying to break in. You're going to be so aware of your old self. But look, I get it. If someone told me to rewire my brain in 21 days and manifest $30,000, I would have laughed so hard at you. Like, what has my brain got to do with it? But the truth is, your current reality is just a result of your past programming. And if you don't like your current reality, then you have two choices. First, you got to accept it and complain about it for the rest of your life. Or choice number 2, do something about it. The real secret isn't the meditation or even the visualization itself or even the neuroplasticity. Here's the real secret. The real secret is deciding that you are worth more than your current life. It is deciding that your dreams aren't too big, Your current reality is just too small. And before you start with that, yeah, Kev, what if it doesn't work for me? I want to stop you right there. That is your old programming thinking, well, talking. That is the voice, that is the exact voice that is keeping you exactly where you are. The question isn't what if it doesn't work? The question is, what if it does work? If you want to finally take control of that voice inside your head and your old self, then book an alignment call with me and let's create your new identity that will take you to your desired reality. Link is in the description. But you have to remember, abundant people aren't lucky. They are just operating from a different frequency. They are not smarter. They are not more deserving. They just have different neural pathways. And neural pathways can be changed.